Hey guys, Aaron Dorr here at the New York State Firearms Association. Session's officially underway here in Albany, and as you can imagine, we're already hearing about major gun control bills that Kathy Hochul wants to push this session. I'm going to break down the top 3 threats I think we're facing this year. Before I do that, I want to kind of paint the picture here in Albany. November 5 was fantastic. Everyone knows that. America was pulled back from the brink. We shellacked Kamala Harris and took back the United States Senate. Here in New York State, Donald Trump got more votes as the GOP nominee than any GOP nominee in 40 plus years. The state Senate lost their Democrat supermajority because gun owners came out en masse in races where we were trying to expose anti-gun lawmakers and threw them out of office as well. Despite that, obviously, the Democrats remain firmly entrenched here in Albany. Now, if you were a rational governor, you'd probably read the room and say, okay, Trump got more votes than any GOP nominee in 40 plus years, and I lost my Senate supermajority. I should probably stop being such a bitch and stop pushing gun control so hard, if for no other reason than self-preservation. But Kathy Hochul is not a rational person. She is a demented tyrant, and the only action she seems to be taking post-November 5 is to punish New Yorkers, especially gun owners, who voted against her agenda on November 5. So we're facing 3 big threats this year, at least as of right now. Number 1 will certainly be a renewed effort to pass a 10-day waiting period on all gun sales. Now, this legislation passed the Senate last year, but it did not pass the Assembly, mostly because they ran low on time. Of course, this is absolutely absurd. It's 100% lethal only for law-abiding New Yorkers. Criminals will never abide by this, but if you're a woman, let's say in New York, who feels threatened by people in your neighborhood or some crazy stalker, and you want to buy a gun, if this passes, you have to wait 10 days before you can have the privilege and the permission from Kathy Hochul to buy a firearm. It will only get innocent New Yorkers, especially women, harmed for sure, at a minimum, if not killed. That's the 10-day waiting period. It's definitely coming back. Number 2 is going to be a renewed effort to ban so-called bulk ammo sales. Now, I want to clarify. When I think of bulk ammo, I think of like a semi-load, trying to get discount pricing on 5.56 or 9mm or 308. But these commie bastards here in Albany are trying to pass a law. Last year, it was S314, where you'd be capped at 2 times the capacity of the magazine in your firearm every 120 days. So every couple of months, you'd be allowed to get 20 rounds of ammo, less than a round of ammo a day. That's their goal. And if they do it, yes, we would sue them, as we're in lawsuits with Hochul right now. We would sue them, but as we all know, that would take several years to work through that process. And even then, there's no guarantee of complete victory. So we have got to shut that down very hard this session as well. And number 3, probably the third biggest threat will probably be a renewed push to mandate civil liability insurance as a condition of owning all firearms, or at least a condition of applying for a pistol permit. Again, think about this. We have sexual assaults at a massive recent high. We have violent crimes at a high. We have homicides at a high. Of course, the state is downplaying these numbers, and we all know that. The reality on the ground is that violent crime is spiking out of control. And despite that, Hochul's agenda is to make me carry civil liability insurance when all we're trying to do is defend our families against the violent criminals that she has empowered with her liberal policies. This bill also died last session, and we know it's coming back early in 2025. So we have major fights on the horizon. We have stopped these before. The question is, can we stop it in 2025? It's not an election year. That might play into the Democrats' hands in some ways. We're going to have to wait and see. There's 3 things you guys can do to be involved in this fight. Number 1, watch your phones for text alerts from the New York State Firearms Association. That is the fastest way for us to communicate with you. Definitely watch for those on your phone. Number 2, Get email updates from us. If you're not getting them right now, go to nysfaupdates.com and opt in to receive email updates from us. Both our text and email alerts contain one-click action steps you can take to email your assemblyman or your senator directly from your phone in a matter of seconds and tell him or her how you want them to vote on the bill. Our pressure is only as big as our grassroots army. So when you guys get these updates and take action, that's how we can shut down bills in Albany, as we've done for a lot of years. Number 3, and lastly, if you haven't yet done so, join up today or renew your membership today in the New York State Firearms Association. The website it's all spelled out, New York State Firearms Association.org. Go there, get signed up, tell your friends, tell your family as well. Session is underway. There's going to be big fights coming up. We'll keep you informed. Much more coming in the days ahead. Everyone stay safe.